for his statement. I now give the floor to Her Excellency Gayane Gabrielyan, Deputy Minister of Environment of Armenia. Excellency, you have the floor.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the delegation of the Republic of Armenia, I am delighted to express our appreciation to Tajikistan and the Netherlands for organizing the UN 2023 Water Conference. I cannot stress enough the importance of this meeting, the first in almost 50 years, which can be a watershed moment for the Sustainable Development Goal 6, ensuring the sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. It's time to act. Armenia considers convergence of our national water policies with the UN multilateral environmental agreements, such as the UNEC Protocol on Water and Health under the Convention of Protection and Use of Transboundary Water Courses and International Lakes, or other global commitments such as UN Sustainable Development Goals as additional leverage in alignment with the principles of the integrated water resource management. While Armenia is not yet a part to these treaties, they serve as guidance in the drafting of our national policies. Armenia periodically submitted voluntary reports to the United Nations, particularly on the Water and Health Protocol. And in this regard, significant progress has been achieved in aligning our national sectoral targets and action plans with the protocol. In 2020, Armenia developed a strategy for achieving the targets under the SDG 6, which includes detailed baseline analysis and identification of threats in achievement of the SDG 6 targets. Major water policy reforms are part of the comprehensive and enhanced partnership agreement signed between Armenia and the European Union in 2017. The agreement envisages time-bound and ambitious commitment in the area of water resource and quality related to the areas of urban wastewater treatment, drinking water, nitrates, and fluids. The 2022 amendments to the Water Code brought the legislation in Armenia a step closer to the international best practices by including issues of equitable access to water and sanitation, as well as climate change. Mr. President, recognizing that water has no boundaries, the transboundary and regional cooperation in the field of water is important for government of Armenia. Being entirely situated in the Kura-Arax River basin, Armenia has a number of bilateral agreements on the use of international waters, including success story on joint surface water quality monitoring of Arax transboundary river. Despite the progress made in terms of legal regulation and institutional reforms, a lot of challenges still remain in Armenia for a full application of the IWRM, EU WFD, and river basin planning approaches. Further support in advancing the water and health agenda becomes more important after COVID-19 pandemic. In this regard, Armenia wants international cooperation to support the continued alignment of the national legal framework with the global agenda on water, particularly to SDG 6. The current level of investment in the water sector in Armenia remains below the instrument needs. To overcome the financial gap, we need to explore options of enhancing the use of economic instruments. The IFIs and other development partners should continue their efforts in mobilization finance to implement priorities measures in developing countries, including in the middle-income countries. So it is time to economy, environment, and finance decision-making triangle for success. Mr. President, the Water Conference is an important opportunity to reflect on our joint efforts for water and sanitation agenda. Throughout this conference, we have observed the delegation of Azerbaijan openly misuse the water agenda to promote disinformation targeting Armenia. At the event yesterday, the Minister of Azerbaijan tried to present the blockade of a population of 120,000 people in Nagorno-Karabakh as an environmental protest. The order of the International Court of Justice issued on 22 February obliges Azerbaijan to take all measures at its disposal to ensure unimpeded movement of persons, vehicles, and cargo along the Lachin corridor in both directions. To this date, Azerbaijan has failed to implement the court's legally binding order, opting instead for falsehood, lies, and discharge while maintaining an illegal blockade that generates food and fuels shortages and deteriorates the human and environmental costs. The Azeri delegation disseminates their land mining accusations, a claim that has been entirely rejected 2 times already by the principal judicial organ of the UN, the International Court of Justice, in 2021 and 2023. Mr. President, colleagues, Armenia standing as a middle-income country and a land-located developing country, given also the vulnerabilities of our mountainous terrain and the ecosystems, requires prioritization of water management strategies which play an important role for health, economies, and natural environment. Carbon mitigation and decontamination, this is the key for sustainable future for our generation. We are fully committed to effective international cooperation towards the implementation of the Water Action Agenda and better integration of the water and sanitation agenda into the sustainable development policies. Thank you very much.